Hi, I'm Dorothea Hendricks, your trainer in communication and presentation skills. Today, we're going to look at why it's so difficult for some of us to make ourselves visible in the workplace. In the last two videos, we talked about the importance of workplace visibility. But workplace visibility is absolutely critical when you're working from home, especially if the only connection you have with your manager, with your coworkers, with your teammates is through this camera on your computer. Now, we know that there are some people who love to speak up. It's natural for them. It's easy for them to speak up, toss out questions, share ideas, share about their accomplishments with their team when their team, did something outstanding. And all of this seems to come naturally to them. But then there are others of us who feel really uncomfortable. We go in the opposite direction. We keep our heads down, we do our work, and we want to make sure we keep a low profile. And when we're communicating on a virtual platform, woohoo, you can bet our cameras will be off. The last thing we want to do is to be visible. Now, this is especially true for some of us that grew up hearing, don't toot your own horn, speak only when you're being spoken to. Hey, no one likes a show off. Or the big one, what will people think? What will people think when you say that? What will people do when you do that? I remember one job that I had, this goes back many years ago. I was working through my lunch. I was staying late. I was blaming myself because I couldn't keep up with the workload. And the faster I worked, the more behind I got. But I was too afraid to let my manager know. I mean, what would he think? He'd think I couldn't keep up. What will my coworkers think? I mean, after all, they also had their own workload. It got to the point where I just burned out and I quit. And when I came back a week later, I met the gal who actually took over my job, and I met her assistant. And she told me, whoa, in no uncertain terms, when after a couple of days, she said, there was too much work here. I needed an assistant. And so I just went to the manager and I said, look, I need somebody. And he gave her someone. She had the balls to stand up, speak up, to be seen and to be heard. Me, whoa, I was too afraid to say anything. What will the manager say? What will the manager think? What will be on my performance review? What would my colleagues think that I can't handle my fair share? I let fear take over. A couple of years later, I'm working at a different company and I shared an idea about a work project to a colleague. My colleague thought it was a great idea and he said, Dorothea, why don't you share that idea during our meeting? I looked at my colleague and I said, what? Me? No way, no way. I'm not going to stand up and talk to the group. I mean, oh, I can't do that. No, I'm not good at doing that. And I thought to myself, what if the idea is stupid? So then doubly, I'm not doing it. No, what if they think the whole idea is stupid and then I look stupid? What will people think? So I said, but if you want to share the idea, please go ahead. And so my colleague did. My colleague did. Everybody loved the idea. And our manager thanked him for sharing and gave him the recognition. Even though my colleague had said I'd had the idea, my manager later came to me and said, well, Dorothy, it was great to have an idea, but as long as you don't share it with anybody, we don't know what it is and we don't know what value it has until we can bring it out into the open. So next time, get over yourself. And if you've got an idea, share it with us. Well, again, I had let fear hold me back from putting myself out there. Now, making sure that we're visible in the workplace has nothing to do with bragging, has nothing to do with putting yourself in the limelight, has nothing to do with putting yourself on a pedestal. It's all about recognizing and sharing what you and your teammates do well. It's about letting your colleagues and your manager know what you're capable of. And to do that, we need to move through our apprehension and fear. To grab opportunities, we have to move beyond where we are now, beyond the fear, move past it. There's a great little book that I love and I have and I look at every once in a while, and it's called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. It's a book by Susan Jeffers. And in this book, she has five truths about fear. Number one, the fear will never go away as long as I continue to grow. Every time we put ourselves outside of our comfort zone, there is a fear, but every time we put ourselves outside, we're growing, we're changing. Move beyond the fear. Number two, the only way to get rid of fear of doing something is just to go out and to do it. And number three, the only way to feel better about myself is to go out and to do it. Every time I move past the fear, I go out and do something I was afraid of, I overcome it, I move through it, I build up my self-confidence. I build up my feelings of self-worth. I build up my self-esteem, and I become better the next time at doing whatever it is that I'm going to be doing than I would have had I held myself back. Move through the fear. Number four, not only am I going to experience fear whenever I'm on unfamiliar territory, so is everybody else. We all have boundaries. We all have feelings of discomfort when we have to do something that we've never ever done before. But the key to success is to move past the fear, to move out, challenge, and go out and do it. Number five, pushing through fear is less frightening than living with the underlying fear that comes from a feeling of helplessness. When we let fear run our lives, we feel helpless. We feel we're not capable. We live in fear. Our goal here is not to live in fear, not to have fear run us. Our goal here is to run fear, move through it, move past it, do the things we need to do to help us be visible, be heard, be seen, and grab the opportunities that are before us. Until next time, this is Dorothea Hendricks wishing you mountains of success.